Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we will learn about waterfall model. Waterfall model is also known as linear sequential model. Winston Royce introduced the waterfall model in 1970. Although the Scrum framework can be used to deliver any type of the project, it is most often used to manage software development projects. These projects usually use what is known as waterfall model to organize and deliver. The waterfall methodology is composed of non-overlapping stages. We have requirement analysis, design, implementation, testing, and operation and maintenance phase. So let's understand what is requirement analysis phase. The aim of this phase is to understand exact requirements of the customer and document them properly. Here in this phase, we collect all the requirements from our stakeholders or customers for whom we are building the product or software. So, requirement analysis is a process of determining the user expectation for a new or modified product. All these requirements are documented in a document called Software Requirement Specification (SRS). So the next phase is design phase. What are we doing in design phase? So whatever the requirements we have received in first phase, we are trying to put it in a suitable format and which permits further coding in a programming language. And the third phase is implementation phase. In this phase, developers develop the product. Means the coding is done here and the system is designed in a smaller components or units before being implemented together. And unit testing will be done by developers in this phase. So what is testing phase? In this phase, testers test the software to verify that it is built as per the requirement given by the client. In this phase, testers make sure that the product meets the requirements to a high degree of quality. The last phase is operation and maintenance phase. Here, if the client or a customer wants to add something or any new functionality, it can be incorporated. As the diagram shows, this process neatly flows from one phase to another, like a waterfall, and believe it or not, that's where the name waterfall came from. In this model, each and every phase must be completed before going to the next phase. Let us see what are the flaws with the waterfall model approach. The principal flaw of this waterfall model is that it doesn't accept any changes to the requirement once the requirement phase is completed. So there is no scope in change in the requirement if requirement phase is completed. On the other hand, actually the customer's requirements keeps on changing with the time. It's difficult to accommodate any change request. In business, things can change rapidly, right? Consequently, the ability to implement changes as and when needed and better change management approach is always key to success, which is missing in this waterfall model. So, this rigid nature of the waterfall model towards requirement changes is a major flaw. The next point is most of the defects are not found until the testing phase. As the testing period comes very late in the development process, this often delays launch as more time is needed to fix the defects. The next flaw is there is no scope for the feedback. Client's valuable feedback is missing here, which cannot be incorporated. Means the feedback cannot be included with ongoing development phase. With this approach, we are just going with assumption that there are no errors ever committed by developers during any phase. Therefore, it does not incorporate any mechanism for error correction with this waterfall model. No overlapping of phases. This model recommends that a new phase can start only after the completion of the previous phase. But in real project, this can't be maintained. To increase efficiency and to reduce cost, phases may overlap. In the real world, the requirements rarely remain fixed for the long time. So there are only two ways to deal with requirement changes in the waterfall model. One is delivery team has to accept the change in the requirement after completion of the requirement phase, which will lead to delays and increase in the cost. The second option is the client should agree and stick to it so that there shall be no requirement changes after completion of the requirement phase so that the project runs smoothly without delays. In reality, most of the project go with option 1 because changes are inevitable in any business. So they can't risk losing business at the cost of sticking to a delivery model. However, neither of these situations is good. Apart from these problems, waterfall model has to deal with some other obstacles like unclear requirements, unrealistic deadlines, inaccurate estimates, number and caliber of people working on the project can change. These issues that we discussed and other issues are known as impediments or blockers. In business, things can change rapidly, so change management is always key to success. In the waterfall model, changes to requirement cannot be made at a later phase. After decades of running projects on the waterfall model, it was clear that many companies were facing these issues and some changes were needed to manage change, keep projects running smoothly and effective. Recognizing these blockers, a group of thought leaders joined forces to create new iterative agile methods of working. One such method was Scrum. We will discuss more about this in our next video. Thank you for watching the video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. To get all the notifications from this channel, don't forget to click on the bell icon.